滾滾火焰衝天，教堂尖頂坍塌。法國當地時間週一15日下午，著名景點巴黎聖母院發生大火，濃濃黑煙直衝天際，遠在數公里外亦能看到煙霧彌漫。大批消防員趕到現場搶救。消防人員趕到後，火勢仍未得到控制，火勢到入夜仍未救熄。現場有400多名消防員加緊灌救。教堂標誌性的尖塔更被烈焰包圍，之後截斷塌下。教堂內部的木建築亦起火，火警中無人受傷，但未知有無文物損毀。消防正搶救教堂內的無價藝術品。當局仍未確定火警原因。聖母院發言人表示，大火約在當地時間晚上6時50分發生，目前建築物內的人員已撤離。發言人又指出，教堂內木造結構全着火，所有東西都在燃燒，內部全都會燒光。有媒體報道，火災可能與教堂正在進行的修葺工程有關。閣樓首先起火，然後迅速蔓延。教堂的主尖塔在當地晚上7時50分倒塌，不少民眾隨即驚呼：我的天啊！鄰近地區亦煙霧彌漫，當地居民和遊客只能離遠望着火場，有人念念有詞或默默祈禱，都在為歷史建築被焚感到痛心。大批公眾聚集在大橋上及塞納河岸，目睹這悲傷的一幕，他們都沉默了，許多人流下熱淚。30多歲的菲利普 Philip 是名電信工人。
Good evening. It is one of the most famous buildings in the world. It has stood on the banks of the River Seine for more than 800 years. Tonight, Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris is completely engulfed by fire. The flames appear to have started in the roof where extensive renovation work was being carried out. It quickly took hold. The cathedral's spire collapsed into the building. It's feared very little has been saved. Huge crowds gathered in the streets around it. Many were in tears. Notre Dame took 200 years to build. It's one of the greatest treasures of medieval architecture. Tonight, it lies in ruins.
It was, said the President, a part of France that burned today, a part that stood here for 800 years through war, revolution and religious unrest, engulfed within an hour by flames. Its ancient towers, beacons for both residents and tourists, crumbling into the blaze. As its current guardian watched through tears.
This is a national disaster. I'm very upset. This cathedral is 850 years old. And to see the building fall to pieces, the spire fall down, just as we were renovating it, all I can do is pray.
400 firefighters circled the cathedral to tackle the blaze, their cranes stretching to reach its soaring roof. A complicated and fragile operation. Simply dousing the medieval structure with water was not an option, rescue experts said, because the building could collapse. To tackle the flames inside the building, firefighters had to climb up the towers. Nothing else could reach. The flames are slowly beginning to subside now, but the damage is just beginning to reveal itself. The destruction of this medieval symbol of Paris has left the city under a pall of shock and smoke. People packed into the streets around barely spoke, just watched. President Macron, arriving at the cathedral with France's Prime Minister, had no words to offer either. His face upturned in disbelief, as in prayer. Those who found the words for their impressions, one after the other, all said the same.
This is awful. It's terribly sad. It's terrifying. The fire is uncontrollable. I've been here for 1 hour and there's nothing we can do.
The Deputy Mayor of Paris confirmed the fire had started on the roof and quickly spread. The cause isn't clear. Police have begun an investigation. But some have questioned whether extensive renovation work currently underway here might have sparked this massive blaze. The task now is to assess the destruction inside the building. Its woodwork dating from the 13th century. Its statues destroyed once before by revolutionaries 2 centuries ago. Many things are said to be irreplaceable: great art, cultural heritage, symbols of protection and hope. What word should we use when it's all of these?
Well, let's get the latest now live from Lucy in Paris. And Lucy, just extraordinary scenes in Paris tonight. Does it look like firefighters will be able to save anything of the building?
Well, you could see the scale of what they were up against. This was an incredibly complicated operation. Firefighters tackling it any way they could. Such an enormous structure. And not so long ago, we were being told that the whole wooden skeleton of Notre Dame was ablaze. There were real fears for the whole structure of the building, and particularly the North Tower, one of those big towers at the entrance to Notre Dame. There's real fears they wouldn't be able to save that. But the latest we're getting from the scene is that the basic stone structure now appears to be out of danger. They have managed to save at least that. The big question now, of course, is how much of the inside still
sits in the very heart of Paris, on the Ile de la Cité, an island in the middle of the River Seine. The fire is believed to have started shortly before 7 o'clock local time this evening, shortly after the structure closed to the public. Firefighters say the blaze could be linked to ongoing restoration work. France is tonight mourning a cultural and historical.
In Paris, the most desolate of skies, smoke and ruin and history billowing into the air.
Fire crews from across Paris have come here to save whatever they possibly can, and the striking thing standing among the crowds on the banks of the Seine is just the silence, the quiet of people stunned by the destruction of not just a great French cultural artefact, but of one that belonged to the world.
Notre Dame de Paris offered a vision of France that seemed eternal, even if the age of kings and emperors and powerful cardinals had long passed. It was built more than 800 years ago, when kings ruled by divine right. And grand and great cathedrals of stone and stained glass were designed to reach for the sublime.
So this is an absolutely cultural disaster for all of us, actually, not just the French, but also European significance. Paris had been the sort of hot cauldron of Gothic architecture from the 11th and 12th centuries, and it had influenced a whole lot of buildings in England, including Westminster Abbey and all our subsequent cathedrals.
Notre Dame survived Europe's devastating wars of religion and the age of revolution. It was a theatre of hubris. Napoleon was crowned emperor here by the Pope. At the end of World War II, the bells of Notre Dame pealed the hour of liberation. Its glories are a source of pride for the people of this city.
I speak to your English audience to share my immense sorrow, my immense pain in front of this catastrophe that has befallen Notre Dame. I have lived here for more than 30 years. My 3 children were baptized here. What the Germans did not destroy was ruined by a stupid fire.
Higher and higher it goes, reaching up.
The fear of a devastating fire was always present. This is the mid-1930s, when the Paris Fire Service drilled for such an eventuality. But it was a renovation in the modern age that proved catastrophic. These statues were moved for protection just last week. Tonight, Paris feels like a city that is mourning the loss of an essential part of itself.
Well, as the fire took hold, world leaders began reacting to the terrible scenes. President Trump said it was so horrible to watch the massive fire. Theresa May said her thoughts were with the people of France. The Vatican has expressed its shock and sadness. Well, this is one of the latest pictures that we have got showing the true extent of the blaze inside. Virtually everything alight, as you can see. Let's go back now and just looking at that image you can see, I mean, it looks like there's going to be very little that is saved of Notre Dame.
Yes, and I think that's really beginning to sink in here in Paris. There has been all late afternoon into this evening a real sense of shock, of sadness here. But what really struck me was the silence and the feeling from people that this was a loss really beyond words. We've had the Mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo, saying there are no words strong enough to express the pain of watching Notre Dame burn. The Prime Minister talking about grief beyond words. And you mentioned there the Vatican. They expressed their disbelief at what had happened. And I think that the image that's really going to stay with me tonight is of ordinary people in the streets around Notre Dame gathering together, singing and praying.